we hope to build a home. We'll need resources and savvy planning. Soon we'll attract settlers, craftsmen, fortune seekers. It's not much yet, but with your help, we can erect the greatest city Rayclast has ever seen. Our ships will be heavy with gold. Rayclast is a cursed land. You'd have to be mad to settle here. And yet, welcome to King's March! It's not much yet, but with your help, we can erect the greatest city Rayclast has ever seen. Our ships will be heavy with gold. Rayclast is a cursed land. You'd have to be mad to settle here. And yet, welcome to King's March!
Hey guys, Dante here, back with another video. A video in my favorite Path of Exile 1, the more superior Path of Exile by far. And in this one I'll be showcasing you guys the build that I'm currently playing, which is a Elementalist Poison Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice. Now, with 3.26 we got a bunch of new uniques that actually are not worth 1C, like this amulet right here, which makes basically skills cost energy shield instead of mana or life. So, why is that good? Because Soul Sacrifice, Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice, deal 20% of your maximum energy shield as base chaos damage. Take 50% of maximum energy shield as chaos damage. So, every time you cast, if you warrant CI, you will take damage based on your energy shield, but because we are chaos immune, it means that we bypass the downside of taking 50% of maximum energy shield as chaos damage, but we still count as getting hit. So we get the upside of the damage of the 20% of your max energy shield as base chaos, but we mitigate the downside of taking 50% of damage. So the more energy shield you got, the more damage you do, basically. So that's what we're doing right here. Basically, that's the build. That's how the build works. I am going for a poison variation of Forbidden Rite. I know there are people that are playing crit-based, hit-based, power charge tanking, and the like, but I opted for a poison version, which means we need to take our Forbidden Rite to 100% chance to poison. Now, we do that through various reasons, meaning we use Cluster Jewels with Septic Spells, 20% chance to poison on spell hit. I got 2 of those bad boys right here. So I got there, I got some poison chance over here, and some damage multiplier and stuff like that. But the main idea is that we inflict a lot of poisons, they'll deal damage, and we are actually dot capped for pinnacle bosses and normal bosses and stuff like that. So that's how the build works. You stack energy shield, projectiles, and you do damage. An important thing to note here is greater multiple projectiles or greater volley are really good for this build because you don't really care about the hit part of the build. You only want the damage one, the damage over time effect. So stacking a lot of projectiles helps overlapping the Forbidden Rites and stacking more poisons. All right, so let's go over the gear. I'm using the new wand, Mystic Refractor, which basically gives you 3 additional projectiles, proj speed, proj damage, and that's about it. You could go for a crafted wand, but I do believe that would be very expensive compared to this one, which is around like 60-70 chaos. So it's really good for the price that it goes for. Again, if you wanted to craft a rare wand, it would probably be +1 all chaos skill gems, damage over time, multi-chaos damage over time, multi-cast speed, and yeah, pretty much that. Because we are a Elementalist, we are using the Dark Monarch, another new unique item that was added this league. Maximum number of summon golems is doubled. In case you weren't aware, golems got a little bit of a buff this league, meaning that each one of them grants a significant power boost. Like, let's see, summon lightning golem. Golems grant 10% attack and cast speed. Ice golem, crit chance and accuracy. This one is not really that great for this build, but still good to have. Chaos golem gives you actually chaos damage over time multi and chaos res. Summon stone golem gives you 20% increased defenses. Summon flame golem gives you increased damage and increased area of effect. Now, the quality of the gem also gives you increased buff effect of said golem. Now, this buff effect is very important because we're going to be playing into this a lot. We're going to get into that. For my amulet, like I said, I'm using the new Whispers of Infinity, which scales cost energy shield instead of mana. So So that's about the uniques, and the rest of the gear is just basically getting as much energy shield and block, because I am a block heavy build. I am currently 64 chance to block attack, 66 chance to block spell damage. And I got 5% of energy shield when you block, recovered. Rings, cast speed. Cast speed is really important. Attributes, because this is a pretty attribute heavy. Like you need 111 dex. I'm a bit overcapped on that. I could change some stuff around, but I'm too lazy to do that. My chest piece, just a bunch of energy shield, int, res. This ring is a ratcheting ring, which means it has 6 suffixes and no prefixes. I opted this because I needed attributes and resistances and cast speed, and I thought, yeah, this is a good place to start. As you can see, I am res capped, and this one helps a lot. You could go for another ring, it's not necessarily this, but it's just good to have a lot of stuff in the suffixes that you actually take advantage of. The attack speed was a very unfortunate slam. I crafted this using, I think it was using essences. Yeah, essences or reforged caster, I don't remember. This one I crafted with essences, 100%. This one I crafted with essences as well. The gloves I crafted with dex essences until I got the high ES in the prefixes. The belt is a Shaper Crystal belt with the Shaper mod increased energy shield from equipped body armor, which is really good, with flat ES, of course. The suffixes could be better. You could get double res instead of reduced enemy stun threshold, which I don't even know why that mod still exists yet. I don't know what Gigi is thinking. And for my boots, I am using a random pair of boots that I crafted using Reforged Defense in Harvest, which is, yeah. For the implicits, increase buff granted by your stone golems. Here, chance to poison and damage over time multi. My flasks, I am using a quartz, jade, quicksilver, granite, and silver flask. Now, I did say initially that when you cast, you still count as getting hit. So if you had a onslaught when hit chest, a suffix, that would be great because you could free up a flask slot. So you could go with a gold flask if you needed to. Okay. For my tree, I am pathing over here, taking a bunch of ES, poison, ES, block, RMR, and when we get to the clusters, I am using 3 large clusters with Primordial Bond. That's the main thing that you want over there. You could have these clusters with Renewal or Rotten Claws, because these 2 combinations make Rotten Claws and Renewal on the top, which makes it easier for you to spec into Primordial Bond. Primordial Bond gives you 10% increase, a 40% increased effect granted by your golems, which again we're stacking heavily into, and 10% increased damage per golem. We have 10 golems, so that's 100% increased damage. Plus you get 40% buff effect here, 40 here, 40 here. That's 120 increased buff effect. But wait, there's more. We are also stacking 6 Primordial Eminences, which give you 30% increased buff effect of your golems. Yeah, you heard me, 6. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, plus the other 120, that's 300% increased buff effect from our golems, plus the another 39 from here, that's 339 increased buff effect from our golems. Just to show you how much of a impact that is, let me see, where is he? Where is that big boy? Where is he? Global defense. There he is. No, that's not it. Where the hell is he? This one, yeah, okay. So, you see with my golem, I have 14,399 energy shield. I remove him, I'm down to 9,997, 75. So as you can see, it's a pretty big difference. If I summon him back up, boom, he's back. Now, they do die here and there, but they revive pretty fast thanks to the Ascendancy. Ascendancy, we're going Leash of the Primordial, summon golems, are immune to elemental damage. They still die, but they revive themselves pretty fast, 4 seconds. Plus maximum of 2 golems. I'm taking all the shapers, shaper of storms, winter, and flames, so all our damage can ignite, chill, and shock. The shocks are actually pretty big. I think it was up to 40% on bosses. Alright, so going back to the jewels, I'm using 4 medium clusters, ideally, but that's more expensive. You want to use Megalomaniacs with Primordial Bond. I'm using Circling, Oblivion, Wasting Affliction, Circling, Oblivion, Wasting Affliction. This gives us increased damage over time, increased duration of ailments, and also damage, increased damage with ailments, and damaging ailments deal damage 5% faster. Over here, I'm using 2 Eternal Suffering and Septic spells. Eternal Suffering is just increased chaos damage and 50% chance to inflict wither up to 5. So I got 2 of those. So I have 100% chance to inflict 5 stacks of wither. The way you get over to 15 stacks of wither is you link your golems with Withering Touch. I forgot to do that, but I will do that. So you link your golems with Withering Touch, and you should have 15 stacks of wither pretty consistently. And over here, no medium clusters. I am using a Anima Stone for another +1 golem, and because of the helmet that would be +2 golems, so that's how we get up to 10. And for my Watcher's Eye, block with Discipline and gain energy shield while affected by Discipline. This is a huge survivability boost. The other thing you could go for here is you could ditch the gain energy shield per enemy hit while affected by Discipline and get another mod for Malevolence like Dot Multi or something. It's really up to you. Okay, so that's the skill tree, my gear, skills. I have this on. Oh yeah, the Merc. I have the spare here on my build because I want to level it 20, but I'm relying on the spare from my Mercenary, and I am cursing the enemy with Temp Chains. The way we do that, I have Temp Chains, she has the spare, and I gave her Dowage's Damning for an additional curse, so our curses don't override each other. I'm using Shaper Seed on her, which gives me 4% of life regenerated per second, which converts into energy shield thanks to Zealot's Oath. And I am giving her Chaos Binding, which nearby enemies convert 25% of their fizz to fire, which gives you a bunch of fizz damage mitigation. That's about it. You could improve this a lot. You could give Garb of the Ephemeral, you could give her Crown of the Tyrant, and yeah. I would give her the Element Immunity Scepter, but she can't use Scepters because she uses Staffs. I'm still looking for a better Merc. But until then, she'll have to do. Alright, I don't think I forgot anything. Oh, about what I'm farming. I am farming 8 modded maps with Multitude, Escalation, Corruption, and Delusion. The Scarab of Delusion makes maps found in the area have layers of Delirium. The Corruption one makes non-unique maps found in the area to be corrupted with 8 mods. I'm getting 8 to 12 packs of difficult and rewarding monsters which drop 300% increased maps. So I'm using 2 of those. And 1 Cartography Scarab of Escalation, 10% increased maps in area for each map modifier affecting the area. And I am running my maps that I drop. You can see all of them have Delirium on them. The things that I avoid is Aura. Players have 60% reduce of non-curse auras from skills. With the map effect from the tree, this could literally disable all your auras. And players cannot regenerate life mana on energy shield. just because it's really, really annoying, and these maps can be very, very rippy, especially if you get like one with 60% delirium or 80% or 100%. It's deleting your auras. It's really bad idea, not regenning or something like that. It's really, really bad. Alrighty. Oh yeah, my tree here is this. I'm just taking a bunch of map effect, beyond, more beyond shrines to help me a little bit, and I'm using singular focus, so all my non-favorite maps don't drop into the currency, and all I'm getting is Defiled Cathedral. Once I get a nameless here in Defiled Cathedral, I will swap to some other map, maybe Mesa or something, I don't know. Anyway, that'll be it for the build. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and let me know what you guys are playing. Anyway, until next time, take care and stay safe.